Hi everyone, welcome to September Faves and Fails. So much has happened this month. I've had a birthday, I've tried some products, some were awful, some were amazing. In fact, some were so good that I'm going to do a completely separate video for those in a week or so's time. I am so excited about how amazing these products are. They deserve a separate video. Blown my mind. We're gonna get straight on with this video today. If you're new here, hi, my name's Gemma. I upload new content on YouTube every single week. I would absolutely love it if at some point in this video you're finding it helpful. Please consider clicking on that like button, the subscribe button, and also the notification bell. So a slight switch up for this video. The majority of the products that are going to feature in this video today I haven't spoken about before on my channel. These are the products that I've been trying off camera. Some of them you'll have heard me talk about before, but most of them not so. So we're gonna go into the news. The Ordinary's buffet is going to have a rename. I wanted to make you aware of this. It's one of my favorite serums from The Ordinary. It's absolutely amazing. It's pretty much a one-stop shop for anti-aging. It's a great peptide serum, but it's not having a reformulation, and that's why I wanted to let you know about it. It's just a name change, not a reformulation. So it's now going to be called, from sort of mid-October, I believe. I'm not going to tell you the exact date that they've told me because dates change and then I look a bit of an idiot. The multi-peptide plus hyaluronic acid serum. That's what it's going to be called in future from sort of mid-October time. So if you see that serum, it is buffet, just renamed. Another product I want to mention in the news category is the Colour Wow Dream Coat, because thanks to all of your comments in the video titled TikTok Made Me Buy It that I did a couple of weeks ago. If you haven't seen that already, I will link it up here for you so you can watch it a little later on. I have now mastered the technique of using this product. So within that video, I did say it's not a bad product, I just don't have the skills to use it correctly. I've since been using it with my Dyson Airwrap and the smoothing attachment on the Dyson Airwrap, and actually had so much success with it. So thank you to all of you that added your comments in the comment section, little tips and tricks on how to get the best out of this. I really like it, and it's one of those products that because you don't have to do it every single time you wash your hair, this lasts. And I like that because it just pleases my inner lazy self. I thought this was going to make my hair look more limp and flat, and actually it doesn't do that. It just makes it look shinier and smoother and gets rid of that humidity fuzziness. Not that we have a lot of humidity here in the UK, but it just means that I can let my hair air dry the second time that I wash it, and it doesn't look like I have crazy hair. If you bought this and like me you thought you weren't getting the best out of it, so it's in the back of a drawer somewhere, I would definitely get it back out. The tip that somebody gave me was, yes, it's activated with heat, but you don't have to dry it with heat. You can let it air dry, spray it on, and then activate it with your straighteners, which is a complete game changer. I'm not quite sure whether that's how you're supposed to use it, but it still works. So, little tip for you. Let's jump straight into the fails, and these first two were major disappointments for me, probably because my expectations were quite high because everyone was talking about these. There was a lot of hype on TikTok. So I am, of course, talking about the Pink Honey products. I have the Bronzing Face Frosting in the shade Buttercream, which is a cream bronzer, and then I have the Pink Honey Honey Glue. This is the original Super Hold one. And yeah, I just don't think they're amazing, like everybody says. For a start, the BFF, it's an okay cream bronzer, but if you pay full price for this, I think you're paying way too much. I think the Revolution cream bronzer is 10 times better than this, and it's also more affordable. It's easier to blend on my skin. It actually is a nicer shade, although that's my fault because I chose the wrong shade from the BFF. But it looks nicer, it feels nicer, it doesn't look as heavy. I just don't understand what all the fuss is about. Have all these people on TikTok never tried a cream bronzer before? I'm just not quite sure what's happening. Anyway, I don't think it's worth all the hype. The Pink Honey Glue is just too faffy for me. It's one of those products that you have to activate with some sort of water product, whether that be a serum, whether that be just water on its own. Then you have to massage it in, get it on a spoolie, get it in the brow. I just don't have the time or the patience. It does hold my brows all day, but it's very easy to apply too much, and if you apply too much, you get that residue not only on the brow hairs, but also on the skin around the brows, which makes your foundation or your concealer or any product that you're applying around that area look a little cakey and patchy, and yeah. No, it may be application error, holding my hands up 100%, but if I have to mess around with the product too much, it just loses my interest, and these two lost my interest long time ago. Next fail is the Beautiful Taste brush. Now, this was also recommended on TikTok. I was skeptical right from the get-go, so shame on me for caving in and buying this in the first place, but it wasn't overly expensive. It was relatively inexpensive. And when I got it and felt it, it feels beautiful. It is super soft. It's like velvet on the skin. I could do this all day. It's very pleasant, very relaxing. Just give me a second. Okay, so really nice brush. It's slightly cumbersome to hold. I keep dropping it, whether that's just because of my hands or not, I've no idea, but I would prefer it to have some sort of handle rather than having to grab it with my fingers. It's also rather large. So I saw this used on TikTok and it gave the smoothest application of foundation I have ever seen. That doesn't work for me, and I'll tell you why. So on TikTok or on Instagram, they tend to use a lot of foundation. I do not use a lot of foundation. In fact, the smallest amount, the less the better for me. So trying to spread this over the skin when you're hardly using any foundation at all is slightly problematic. Because it's also so large, it doesn't hug the curvature of my face, so it sits on the top of my cheekbones quite angularly. Angularly. You know what I mean. So you have to sort of scoop it round the face, and it's a method of application that it's not my preference. I like to use a foundation brush to really stamp the foundation into my skin rather than swiping the foundation over my skin, just so it doesn't interrupt any other product that I have underneath the foundation, like the SPF, any primer that I have on. So yeah, it's okay, but I found it problematic. And it does say that it doesn't leave brush strokes on the skin. I think that will probably be the case if you use more foundation, but because I only use a small amount, I did get some brush strokes. And because of the size, you can't stamp it into the skin, so brush strokes are just inevitable for me. Nice, not for me. And the last fail in this video goes to L'Oreal. These are the Pro XXL mascaras. There's one for lift, one for volume, one for extension, and I don't like any of them. I don't know if I'm being overly harsh here. One of the main reasons I don't like them, other than they don't work on my lashes, which is a huge thing, isn't it? If they don't work, they don't work. I don't really like mascaras with one end a primer, the other end a mascara, for the main reason that I don't use a lot of the primer. I tend to go through the mascara really quickly, and then I need to buy a whole other product, even though half of the primer still exists, if I want to carry on using the product. So I just think that is just super bad. it doesn't work for me. But also, I don't think the formula of this is really good. The extension one, the primer, does add length, but then over time, the extended portions of the primer that are then covered with the mascara flake off on me throughout the day, giving me a little bit of a polka dot black effect on the tops of my cheekbones. The lift one, really don't see the point in this. I don't find it lifts my lashes. And if I curl my lashes, I don't find that the mascara holds the curl. So I don't see the point in this one at all. And then the volumizing one, I don't feel like it adds any volume to my lashes whatsoever. So all in all, a massive fail for all three of these. I mean, I took one for the team buying all three, and all three were big disappointments. So for the first time in Faves and Fails history, I am introducing a meh category because this next product, it didn't quite make it into my favourites category. There's a little bit of something missing. It's a bit messy and I don't like messy things. Maybe I'm being a little bit pedantic and picky, but it is what it is. It's definitely not bad enough to be in my fails category. Far from it. This is a lovely, lovely product. Just didn't quite make it in today. So this one goes to LOVA Skin. This is a foot peeling solution kit. And it's a really, really good one. It's not one of those foot peels where you put the little booties on for 20 minutes, you take those off, wash your feet, and over the next 2 weeks, although you have manky feet for 2 weeks that are flaking and horrible, after 2 weeks, when your skin has flaked off and done its shedding, you have the most beautiful smooth feet. I don't have the patience for those sorts of things, and I definitely don't like to leave a trail of dead skin as I'm walking through my house. Just can't cope with those. So this one is better for me in that instance. However, it's not as effective immediately. This is a continuous treatment to get that result. So I have a little tip for you. I said earlier on that this is slightly messy. It is. I would do this in the shower. So you get in the shower, do not turn the water on, you need 100% dry feet. Spray on the instant foot peeling solution, let that sit for a minute, massage your feet to get all of the enzymes and the dead skin to ball up, which is quite sticky, and then take it off with the shower water. That way you're not rubbing it off on a towel, and believe me, if you rub it off on a towel, it is so sticky. If you wash all your towels on a 30-degree wash, which is what I do, you will take your towels out of the wash and all of the sticky, balled up horribleness is still on the towel. It's that sticky, which is why this didn't get into my favourites. If you do it whilst in the shower, that alleviates that problem, and this is amazing. This also comes with an instant moisturiser, which you can apply after you get out of the shower once your feet are smooth and clean. And it also comes with a foot file. Believe me when I say, hands down, this is the best foot file I have ever tried. Ever. And I've tried some expensive ones and also some cheapy plastic ones. This one is the one that I love the most. This has a coarse side and it also has a smooth side. The only problem that I have with this is that I have to hide it from Wes, because Wes also loves a foot file. And yeah, if you saw my husband's feet, you would know why I don't want to share. I'm being horrible now. Let's move on. It's a lovely product. It just didn't quite make it into my favourites, but definitely deserves a mention in this video. The final product in that meh category goes to Lancome, and I'm hesitating slightly. Do I put this in my favourites because it is really beautiful? No. Have a little bit of decisiveness, Gemma. It's staying in the meh category. It's staying here. This is the Nude Sculptural Palette. It's the shade 18. It's such a lovely colour story, but let's face it, we all have something similar in our collection, unless you are just starting out with makeup, in which case this actually would be a great palette for you. So beautiful. Now, the reason it's only in the meh category, other than, you know, the colour story, it's nothing outrageous. It's nothing we haven't all seen before. The pigments are really hard pressed. So unless you're using the little applicators that come with the product. If you're using a brush, you don't get very much pigment payoff. And although it looks on my eyes today like I have got a lot of pigment payoff, this took a long time to achieve. So it was a case of build, 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 and I often don't have time for that. So although this is a beautiful palette, stunning, gorgeous, it's only meh for me. Meh. Let's move on to the favourites. You know this is my happy place. Recently I've been trying out a new serum that is a brightening formula. This will really help to get rid of any pesky age spots, any hyperpigmentation, pigmentation issues that you have on the skin. This is a lovely, lovely serum. It's from CAUDALIE, which is a French brand. It's vegan, it's cruelty-free, and this product is also oil-free. It's the Vinoperfect. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. I'm sure you will all correct me in the comments section if I'm wrong. So this is not the same as a vitamin C product. However, if you're wanting to use a vitamin C product for skin brightening purposes only and you're finding that vitamin C doesn't suit your skin, this is the one that I would point you towards because it's great at brightening and it also is very gentle on the skin. This is a non-aggressive formula. It's also non-comedogenic, so shouldn't block your pores. And I haven't had any issues with this and it feels lovely on the skin. So let me just show you the actual texture of this. It is a milky serum, which is just divine. Slightly thicker than I expected it to be, but it blends into the skin beautifully. It just sinks in effortlessly and leaves a lovely sheen on the surface of the skin, whilst also, even though it's extremely lightweight, giving you that nourished feeling and a bit of a glow. So this contains palmitoyl grapevine shoot extract, which is a brightening ingredient that is exclusive to the CAUDALIE range. And according to CAUDALIE, they believe that this particular extract is more effective for reducing dark spots than vitamin C. I mean, I haven't seen any evidence of that yet, but I am well up for testing that theory out. I've only been using this now for the last month. Gotta say, really, really like it. Just makes my skin feel beautiful. This also has some other lovely ingredients like glycerin, squalane, so it's really nourishing and hydrating. It also has some soothing benefits in there as well. But just for your information, this does have a little bit of fragrance in there. I think it's really minimal. It smells more of a natural fragrance rather than a synthetic fragrance, but it is synthetic fragrance. They've just done a very good job of masking it. It smells lovely, but it is minimal. Next favourite in this video goes to Iconic London. This is the liquid matte eyeshadow in the shade Captivate. This is lovely and it's really, really smooth. It's very easy to blend out. Usually I stay away from liquid shadows, but if you want a shadow that is not going to budge, but yet gives you the time to blend it out perfectly, this is the one. It is so beautiful. It's like a cool toned brown, more of a taupey shade. Stunning on the skin. I didn't want something too dark. I didn't want something too light. A dot in the center of the lid, just blend it out with either your finger or my preference is a brush. Stunning. Absolutely beautiful and does not budge all day. Really, really like it. Now the kicker for me is because I bought a couple of items from Iconic London at the same time, they also sent me a free brush set. I mean, you cannot go wrong. Look at all these lovely brushes. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brushes in the set. And they're lovely, all synthetic bristles, cruelty-free to boot, just you can't go wrong. I didn't ask for them, but I will definitely use them. That leads me beautifully into this next favourite. This is also from Iconic London and it's the Super Smoother Blurring Skin Tint. I love this. I think it is such a beautiful product. I tried this out in my full face of cruelty free. If you haven't seen that video already and you want to see the application process of this, I will link it up here for you. But this is so lovely. This sinks into the skin beautifully. This also airbrushes, whilst also for me, being a better version of the Fenty Eavesdrop skin tint, because the Fenty Eavesdrop, although looked okay on my skin, it did cling to my dry patches a little bit, and over time it was drying. This one is not. This one is hydrating, this one is nourishing, whilst also blurring and airbrushing to a degree. You're not going to get a full airbrush like you do with a medium to full coverage matte foundation, but it's really good for a skin tint. This is the perfect lightweight hydrating skin tint for autumn and winter, when you want something hydrating but you also want something lightweight on the skin. Just love it. Really, really love it. I am the shade Neutral Fair, if anyone is my skin twin. This also wears really beautifully on my skin, and for a skin tint, or effectively a tinted moisturizer, I get a good 8 hours out of this before it starts to slip off and sort of disappear a little bit. I think that's really, really good considering the effects that this also has on the skin, that blurring capability. I'm happy with that. 8 hours, perfect. I really like it. Can you tell? I really, really like it. And the final favourite in this video goes to Dr. Sam. This is the Dr. Sam's Flawless Cleansing Water, and it is lovely. This is a brand new release from the Dr. Sam's brand. If you've never heard me talk about Dr. Sam before, Dr. Sam is a dermatologist that works on Harley Street in London here in the UK, and she knows everything about the skin. Every single one of her products is amazing, and it has no unnecessary ingredients in it at all. So you can always trust her products. They are amazing. They are absolutely amazing. Now, I was sent this in PR, just want to be completely transparent. Came with some lovely reusable little cleansing rounds to use with the product, which you can then put in the bag, pop in the washing machine. They come out good as new to use again. I'm not usually a fan of a micellar water. I've made that 100% clear on my channel before. I don't think they have any place for removing your makeup and leaving it at that. I do think you need to remove a micellar water afterwards with a second cleanse. As long as you're doing that, I am all for it, because these can leave a residue on the surface of the skin. Now, this is super, super gentle, breaks down all the makeup on your skin, really attracts the oil, so no unnecessary oil will go unpunished. It's lovely. It really is lovely. I tend to have this now on my little vanity, and any swatches that I have on the back of my hand get removed with some of the cleansing water, and one of the reusable cotton rounds just comes off effortlessly. In fact, I still have some of the Iconic London eyeshadow on the back of my hand, so let's just remove that. Does it effortlessly, really, really quick, and it doesn't leave your skin feeling dry or dehydrated, which I really like. If you need a quick fix for makeup removal, if you're going out for the evening, if you know that you're having maybe one too many, but you're still wanting to remove your makeup in a hurry, or you're going camping somewhere where there's not running water, definitely recommend you take this with you, because it's effective. It definitely works. So that's it for this video. They are all of the products that I felt deserved a mention in the likes, the dislikes, and the somewhat in-between products. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. There is one product that I wanted to mention that I left out, and I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a mention now. This is the RIMMEL Kind and Free. I think it's amazing. I've done a standalone review on that. I will link it up here for you if you haven't seen that video already. Highly recommend that you do. I should have put it in here really. I don't know why I didn't. Anyway, it's had a mention. Really hope you've enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and hope to see you all in the next one. Bye everyone.